We have to. Oh, there we go.
Okay, welcome to Grade 3 Braille, episode 16. So we started calling them episodes, so it'd be easier to find and less confusing. But I will say, for anyone who missed a lesson in the past, we are on YouTube. Go into YouTube and search for our channel name, which is Grade 3, the numeral 3, Braille, and hit the subscribe button, and you'll be notified of when future episodes are uploaded. But tonight we have Bob joining us for one cell whole word signs and some rules for those upper celled signs. So, Bob, I will let you take over.
Hey, hello, everybody. How many people do we have so far? About.
We have 10.
Hey, well, okay. We're not going to do all the whole word contractions. We're just going to do the ones that use the dots 1 and 4. And there are a group that don't use those, that use the lower cell dots only, believe it. And that's for next week, perhaps. But anyway, as you already know, some of them already from grade 2. There's but, B for but, C for can, D for do, and so forth. Regarding the regular alphabet, the letter O by itself can stand for the word on. And I'm sorry, I forgot to say one thing. I think perhaps you should, I'll give you a little time to, if you don't have it already, I think you should have your some kind of note-taking device to write this out. If you already don't have it, okay, because this is memorization. We're doing 8 of them today, and next week we'll do 6 more. I believe that's the number. So the new contractions for this week begin with the letter O that stands for on, O-N. Now you can still use O to stand for O as you want, but in most cases you'll be using it to have it stand for the word on, O-N. Okay, so we move on to and for of the with, and you know that already. Now let's go to the CH group of signs. As you know, CH is child from grade 2. The GH, dots 1, 2, 6, stands for the word them, T-H-E-M. I'll repeat that again. The GH sign, dots 1, 2, 6, stands for the word them, T-H-E-M. Now we know the SH for shall, the WH for which. The ED sign, dots 1, 2, 4, 6, stands for the word what, W-H-A-T. Mm-hmm. So the ED sign, dots 1, 2, 4, 6, stands for the word what. Okay, the next one, the ER sign, dots 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, stands for the word we, W-E. The ER sign, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, stands for the word we. The as you know, the OU sign is out. The OW sign, dots 2, 4, 6, stands for the word now, N-O-W. The OW sign, 2, 4, 6, stands for the word now, N-O-W. Now we move into the ST group of words. The ING sign, dots 3, 4, 6, stands for the word or, O-R. The ING sign, dots 3, 4, 6, stands for the word or, O-R. The BLE sign, dots 3, 4, 5, 6, stands for the word no, N-O. Okay, the BLE sign, 3456, stands for the word no, N-O. And finally for this week, the AR sign, 345, stands for the word me, M-E. The AR sign, 345, stands for the word me, M-E. And those are the contractions. Okay. We learned 8 new whole word contractions this week. If anybody came late or missed one, does anybody need a filler? Need any questions so far?
Yes. Jeanette, you can unmute.
Are you hearing me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So are you saying that all of the alphabet signs that we know and the and for of the with remain the same in grade 3 Braille?
Correct. Except for the letter O, which has an additional
Which is the
meaning. On.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Okay, any more?
No.
Okay. I think before we go to the rules of spacing, I'm just gonna call out a sign and ask people to quickly let's see who can quickly ring in them first. Okay. The word no, N-O. What is it? Anybody?
All right, Jessica. Jessica?
Hi, I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
How do you write N-O in grade 3 Braille?
The BLE sign?
Correct. Okay. I don't know how they come up with these, incidentally. I'm going to do another weird one. The word them. How would we write the
Mary.
word?
Them is the GH sign 126.
Okay. This is almost an Abbott and Costello thing. What is the ED sign?
Jeanette?
What?
That's what I'm asking you. What is the ED sign?
Word what?
That's what I'm asking you. What is it? That's right. Yeah,
That's
right. Okay. You've ever seen the Abbott and Costello? Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know. On third, anyway. Yeah, that's the word what. When I was teaching history, I used to who invented the steam engine? James Watt. What?
Oh.
James who? No, not James who. James Watt. Wait, that's what I'm asking you.
Smarty
Anyway.
pants.
Yeah. Anyway. Now, who can tell us what now is?
All right, Hannah.
OW sign or dots 246.
Great. ER sign. Anybody? What is that in grade 3 by itself?
Jeanette? Jeanette?
The word we. W-E.
Yes. Correct. And finally, the ING sign. Anybody?
Cynthia. Cynthia? There you go. Cynthia, you're unmuted. But we don't hear you.
Sorry, that's my.
Well, she is unmuted, but we don't hear her. So
Okay.
let's see. All right, area code 214. You can unmute.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, ING stands for OR, O-R. It's open.
Yep, got it. Okay. Very good. Now, I'm going to do the rules as they appear in the Rottenberg book, but they're the same rules. Okay. The words and, for, of, the, with may join the word that precedes and may join a word, a whole word that precedes them, and may join a word that follows. Okay, I'll give you an example. Here and there. Okay, the and can go forward to the word there, and okay, and also it can go back to the word here, because here is a compound, is a word contraction. More of here's an interesting one. More of the ground with the friends of the man, and I spaced it accordingly. More of the ground goes together because of can go back to the word more. It can also go forward to the word the. The, of course, can go back to of, and the can go forward to ground. Okay, then there's a space. The next word is with. With cannot go back to ground because ground is a word written out. It is not a contraction. Okay, but with can go forward to the can go back to with, and it can go, it actually, the is an exception. The can go forward to the word friends, and friends actually in grade 3 is okay. And of can cannot go back to friends, but it can go forward to the, and the can go forward to man. Okay, so basically these words and, for, of, the, with can go forward to almost to anything practically, but can only go back to either can only go back to contracted signs. Okay.
We have a question.
I know that might. Yeah, go ahead.
Mary.
Hi, I was wondering if you could go over those again. I'm just not keeping up too well.
No, that's don't worry about that. That's obviously okay. More and for, of, the, with can go forward to almost anything. Okay, but they cannot. They can only go back to word contractions, such as the word day or the word more or so forth. They cannot go back to regular words.
So if ground came before one of these, that wouldn't work.
Right. Ground had to be, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, that's that rule. Okay. Okay. The next rule I'm going to go to is the word as, the signs for it, X for it, and a, and Z for as can go forward to join the word that follows it. As an example, they give here, as well as possible gets okay. You know, the problem here is, okay, I'm just checking something out, excuse me. Let me just check something out, because what happens is we haven't had all the signs. We haven't had the two words, you know, the .5 contractions and all that.
And they're not
Okay.
in the lesson of the Hadley book that Christine
Right.
follows. Yeah. They're not in that lesson yet.
Right. But okay. But they you know, for example, yeah, I know. But so I'm a little bit concerned about you know, for example, let's say you have the word I'll ask Nancy to chime in here. As sleepy as you may feel, okay, does as go up to sleepy?
Yes.
I'm not seeing any. Okay, it does. That's what I wanted to know. Okay.
Right. But you'd have to space between
doesn't-
sleepy and as
Excuse
sleepy.
me?
The first as could go right up to sleepy.
That's right. Yeah.
But the second as would the second as would get up to space.
As sleepy as you. Yeah. Yeah.
As you could put the as you that would be the next sequence.
Right. Again, exactly. Okay. Yeah. It takes a thief. Yeah. It will go up to takes. Okay. So basically, as and it can go forward to almost anything as far as we're concerned here. Now there are certain exceptions. For example, take for the word it changed. Okay. Can anyone see why it would not be a good idea to put the word it up to the word changed? Remember the initial signs.
All right, Hannah.
Because if you put it changed and there was no space between the X and the CH and change, it would look like exchange. Is that correct?
That's right. Exactly.
Oh, there's no E there though. Huh.
Remember the
EX. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the X stands for E is an initial sign for EX.
Duh.
That's right. Yep. Okay.
Oh, right.
Very, very good. And if there's ever that confusion with the as, fortunately, there's not too many English words that begin with Z or whatever. But if there's ever confusion with as, then you would space after it, and so that just makes common sense. Okay. Then also the next rule concerning is going back. Okay, the words for A and for and H can go back to the previous word. Okay.
You mean have? You mean have? H for have. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
I'm not.
That is.
I'm not sure that's what you said.
What did I say? What did I even say? What I said? But anyway. Okay. So take a break. Goes back to take. I have it. I have goes back to I, and I have would all go together because have goes back to I and goes back to have. So so that's pretty straightforward. Okay.
All right. You have a question?
Yeah.
You completely lost me on that rule, Bob. I need you to either repeat it or re-explain it, please.
Okay. For have, for and have.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'll explain that again. I'll try to explain it a little bit better. Basically, and have go back to anything before it. Okay, that's all. So,
can you give an example? Because I completely lost your.
Yeah. Take a break. TKE for take, no space, A space, break. Okay, A went back to TKEA space break. Let me get, I will have it soon. Here's an interesting one. I will have it soon. I space will have together, WH space, and then it for X soon. Okay, the it goes up to the word soon.
Yep.
So, okay.
That shows, that's a perfect word because that shows both, or that's a perfect sentence because that shows both of the rules that we've just been discussing right here.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's do some more of and have possibilities. I'm thinking of have. You have it basically. Yeah. Y H no space, and Y H no space between them. Then a space X. So you have it as Y H space X. How about Bobby and Billy have it? Same thing, Bobby. And here's a interesting one. Bobby space and Billy have space it.
Precisely. Yep.
Yep. Bob. Yep. That would be the rules that we talked about. Okay. Let's try another example here. I'm getting into the lower signs here. I don't want that. Yeah. That precedes it. Okay. Yeah, I did take a break. Okay. Let's see if anyone anybody can do this one. We have we will have a good time. Anybody want to try that one?
Anybody?
Wait, I'm sorry to catch you. How about we will have a good time with them? Let's make it a little bit more complicated.
All right.
We will have a good time with them.
Jeanette?
We space will have a space good time space with them.
Okay. 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 Actually, good. Nancy, you can.
Yeah. Good and time need to have a space between them.
But time can go up to the word with.
That's correct.
Because with, there are two rules here. One rule you wouldn't know, but with can go back to the word time. Okay.
Correct.
Actually, what we're going to be learning in a few weeks is time can also go forward to the word with, but we haven't gotten to that rule yet either. That's fine. But yeah, so it's good. It's a good thing we're bringing this up because we got to. The only way we're going to know is by constant examples.
And then
right.
Did Jeanette say the sign for them?
Oh no, I didn't.
No, she didn't.
The
okay,
GH
with
sign.
Them.
With them.
Thanks.
Yeah, correct. She got it.
And can the GH sign go right against the with? Well,
the with goes forward to the word them. Yeah, the with can go forward to almost anything, including the word them. Okay.
Right.
So that's the way that goes. Okay. Here's an interesting one. Enough of it.
Yeah, I've seen.
There are actually two rules. There's two rules involved here, but we know one already. We know, but okay, enough of it.
Enough of it. Anybody?
Anybody trying to take a guess?
All right. Mary.
The en for enough, and then right up against that would be of, and right up against that would be it, and
That's
then
right.
Whatever punctuation you have.
That is correct. Yep. Or enough of that. The same thing. Okay. So, let's try some additional ones. Okay. I'm just gonna we will take a break soon. And I want you to anybody to if we include the whole word, the contractions to the whole words here. We will take a break soon.
Oops. Hannah.
I'm just going to take a guess at it. I could be way off. Let's see. I think it would be we, the ER sign. That's 1, 2.
That's correct.
5, 6.
Yeah.
Will, and that would be attached to each other. So the ER sign W, space, take a break, no spaces there, and then a space after break, soon.
Okay,
But
I put this in because largely there are very few new things. In other words, you keep the spaces. We will take is all separated.
Ooh.
Okay, because nothing we and will doesn't go forward or back to anything. Okay, only and for of the with are the ones that go back and forward, but we and will do not go back or forward, and that's why I included it in this example. The only other one besides the only ones and for of the with, the only ones that either go back or forward or both would be of, have, it, and as. Okay, so anyway, let's go to this example. We space the ER sign space, the W space, take goes together, space, break, space, soon. Okay, so that's important to realize. Okay, let's try this one. I'm just making up these sentences. We will do as much as we know. Okay, let's find us if anybody can do that one. We will do as much as we know.
All right, Jeanette, I don't know if you had a question about that last one or.
No, I think I'm good with that one. So I don't know if you want me to try it or someone else.
Go ahead.
Okay, we space will space do space as much as together space ER sign for we space and then no.
Okay.
5K.
Okay, let me just ask you, what are the rules for as?
As I think you can go either direction with as.
No, as and it go only forward.
As and it go only forward. Okay.
They only go forward. So there would be a space between
as
much.
Space much. All right. So we space will space do space as much together.
Yep.
Space as space we, which is the ER sign, space, and then no.
Remember,
I have to
as
write that
goes
down
to-
before I forget.
hold on. Remember, Nancy, you can correct me on this. As can go forward to we, because as goes forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
can you just say which way it should be? Because now I'm getting
Oh,
confused.
sure. No, you had it almost right. We will do as much as we know. We, ER space, W space, D space, Z, MCH space,
Right.
Z, ER space,
This might answer your
dot
question.
5K.
It's a company headquartered in Chilford.
Sorry.
Period.
It was founded on February 29th, 1992.
Oh my.
Yeah. Okay. I know this gets a little bit, can get a little, you learn by doing, that's all. And yeah, as, remember the as just goes forward to almost anything. Okay. So, so as can go up to we. I can't think of any examples. Maybe Nancy, you can think of an example that doesn't involve a lowercase, whereas it would not be wise to put as up to the word following it because of a confusion. And I couldn't think of any examples in the English language anyway where that would happen.
Yeah, I can't either.
Because
no,
yeah.
I can't either. It's
but
it's pretty pretty much the X. I think you have to watch the X.
Yeah, because the X is an initial sign also for EX.
Right.
So for example, I was thinking of, besides the word exchange, I was thinking of another one just a few minutes, about an hour ago. I thought of another one. Not expect, but anyway, exact perhaps. But no, it act is not, no. Anyway.
Well, no, but yeah, but there's another.
There was another one, but I couldn't.
There's another. There's other things involved in that word anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That's true too. Okay. Let's try. Well, before I go on, does anybody have a question? Think of a sentence yourself, and that you may not be aware of. You may not be sure, rather, of what goes together or what not. Okay, let's try this one. I don't know. I'm thinking of a soap opera. Very simple one. Days of Our Lives.
That works.
Try that one? Yeah, Days of Our Lives.
Actually, well, yeah, okay.
I mean, there are other issues here as well, but I'm just curious.
The sentence is going to change later.
Yeah, it will, but don't worry about that for now. We're just looking for that. I'm just concerned with the Days of Our Lives. Anybody?
Yeah, good question. Where does it go?
Anybody? Come on. Okay. Kathy.
Okay, I'm gonna take a stab at it. Days of Our Space Lives.
Okay, you almost had one thing right, but that's no problem, because we learn by doing it. And I'm gonna put why of would not go back to the word days. Okay, and can you tell us possibly why? No, not. Okay.
Because it's
Okay,
not
no
a.
problem.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
Because it's not a one cell word.
It's not a. It's not either a. It's not a contracted word or a one cell word. It's not a two cell word or a one cell word.
Days they have to be two. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
If it was just day of our life, like day of our lives, you could do that. Life.
Yeah. Okay. 1, 2.
You could do that.
And you know something, you're gonna find that rule is. I'm just gonna tell you now because I find that rule a little difficult to remember. However, what you're gonna realize, what you're gonna know in the future, is that the two cell word signs go forward to almost anything. So the word for .5D for day will go forward to any, daylight, well, that's a single word anyway, but,
like Day of Atonement, that would be.
Day of Atonement, yeah. Or day school or
day school or
that day would go up to school. Day of our lives, day and of join for two reasons. Of can go back to day, but they can also by the rules go forward to of. Okay. And of then goes forward to our. Yeah.
Right.
And forth. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
And just based on the sneak preview, just based on what, oh no, we don't know this. Okay, never mind. Oh gosh.
Were you going to stick our in there?
I was going to stick our because our is a two cell for those. Is this little sneak preview? Our happens to be a two cell contraction, which will actually go up to lives. But well,
so
that's for another time.
It'll eventually go all together. So yep.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Okay. I'm not even thinking. What's that expression? A good time is. Oh, never mind. That involves too many things.
No, they don't know that yet.
Just to give there's a lot of things in there that we don't know. Okay.
Just to give you guys the idea of what he's talking about, these two-celled words. Okay, you already know, like day, father, mother, cannot, world, things like that. Okay, lines 1 through 6 are going to be preceded by .4, .5, .45, or .456. So there's 4 words for each one. And of course, the Braille chart I made has all the ones you already know stuck in there. Like the one I just said, there, or no. So just that's what you guys have to look forward to when we get to two-celled words. And it's a lot of fun. I love it.
Yeah, and it's about 250. Well, a lot of them already know from grade 2, but maybe many of them you don't. So there'll be about 200 new. There'll only be about 200 new contractions, signs to learn.
See, I have to say something.
Yeah,
I think this is backwards the way they're teaching this because you learn a rule, let's say for spacing, and then that's going to change when we learn this. Well, it seems like they would teach you all of the words, all of the signs and all of that, and then the spacing, because it's you just get it in your head that it's this way and then it changes.
Yeah, Lucy, you're absolutely correct. And when I learned grade 3 Braille, we did all that first. We learned the signs first.
So did I.
And then we learned the spacing rules, and then we learned even outlining. I forgot if we learned spacing before outlining or afterward. I can't remember.
Usually outlining comes first, but
I think so.
Yeah. And that's the way I wrote my grade 3 book, my personal grade 3 guide, is I wrote all the signs first and then I wrote down the rules.
Yeah. And actually,
So
the Rodenberg book has it that way too. But they just shove all the rules to you at once. Oh my gosh!
If I ever teach a grade 3 class, that's the way I'm going to do it. Just because,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, hey, this is great because it's just it's one of these things that you just have to they try to layer things on each other. So one, you get used to, okay, these can space. Oh, guess what? Now you have this extra space you can take out of here. And so they just try to layer on each other, I think, is the idea of the way they wrote it.
Well, I think it's confusing.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. I wish I had been there to write the book or to help write the book.
Right. Okay. So, okay. Any other questions about this?
Anybody? All right. Hannah.
Okay.
So you said you were getting the rules from the book by the Key to Grade 3 by L.W. Rodenberg. Is that what you said?
That is correct. And if you have that book, you go to around page 66, 67, and the rules of sequencing begin around rules number 10. And they go up to rule 16 or something like that. And boy, but you see what happens is before you go through all those rules, we have to go through another lesson about the whole word signs that only take up the lower cells. And then that involves a few more rules. So I do believe next week we're going to start with the lower cells. For example, the dot 2 stands for an or am, and even the low C stands for the dot 3/6 stands for the word come. So they involve sequencing rules as well. So we'll be going over those in the next 3 weeks or so. You're welcome. Okay. Any more questions? Okay, let me just give some more examples. Oh, go ahead.
Jeanette.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Huh? Did I miss a rule here? This two syllable, like when you were talking about day and those things. Did I miss that rule?
Well, I'll go over it again. Basically, the two cell words go forward to anything. Okay, and the way day of our lives, day can go forward to of, and so that makes it a little bit easier to do that. More of our lives also, the reason the more goes up to the of is because of can go back to any whole word like more, or any two cell whole word like day.
So, okay, that now that I look back at what I wrote down earlier, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Okay. And a lot of this is a lot of the memorization I find is if you write it down correctly and you look at it, you'll see it helps to remember it a little bit better. And it also helps to remember the ones that don't go together. Sometimes that's so what are the let me ask people this question. What are the whole word contractions that neither go forward nor backwards by themselves, And it's what are the whole word contractions that neither go forward nor backwards? On their own, I should say. It's a little bit of a trick question, but it's actually very simple. You'll kick yourself when you hear the answer. And do we have anybody?
No.
Okay. The reason, that's fine. The reason, basically most of the whole word contractions do not go forward or backwards, but can do all those, and even the more, they don't go forward or backwards on their own. They have to be spaced. However, if you have a word after, let's say the word after the word more, you happen to have the word of, well, more and of go together, not because the more can go forward, but the of can go backward.
It can go backward or forward, right?
Yes, the of can also go forward. That is correct. So of more, of can go up, if there is such a sequence, of can go up to more, or let's see, I'm trying to think of what can follow of. I can't think of anything right now. But so
let's say you had the phrase "the day of reckoning."
Okay.
So
good.
could you do the and no space dot 5D and then no space of and then OW sign for RE, CKONING sign?
Of reckoning. Well, of goes up to reckoning.
Yeah.
Now I have to get a little clarification on this. RE, this we go back. Nancy can help me on this one too. Since it's not weakening, I always
right.
I always like the RE contraction to stand for the pronunciation of re.
Yeah, so you couldn't use that.
Yeah,
that's well, okay. That I disagree. In that case, I would use the RE contraction, CKN, because the O is a short vowel that can be outlined.
Okay.
And then the ING sign.
And that's the way Lucy stated it. So yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that whole thing could be written together.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Like the word record. Yeah, the red record was, I remember now. And again, this is, I remember because I would see it this way. Had the RE sign and then CRD.
CORD, right. CRD.
Or CRD. Yeah.
CRD, right.
Yeah. I always remember reading it that way. That you had it absolutely right, Lucy. You're very good. Okay. So
the only reason I hesitated with the CORD is because of the CR coming together.
Yeah.
A common consonant blend.
That's correct.
That's the only reason I was questioning that one, but
actually Rothenberg outlined an interesting they wrote an interesting outline word, INFRZ, and it was F. Wait, I can't think of. There was a vowel between the F and the R. And
if it was inference, maybe E.
Oh gosh, what the heck was that word? Figures. I'm sorry, it wasn't. I got it wrong. It was FIGRZ, and I couldn't think of that one. It was FGURZ.
See, I've always written that with the U. I've never written that GRZ.
Because in figures it was a long U sound.
Yeah.
And isn't it because it's help me on this. Even if it's a long U and you're outlining, you have to write it out.
Correct. Yes.
So I think the Rottenberg book may have actually had it incorrect in that example.
Yeah, that is a long U. I never.
That is a long U, and therefore you would write it out. You would write it out.
Okay, we got 9 minutes. Just so you know.
Right.
That's okay. As you can see, folks, grade 3 is not an exact science. I keep saying this again and again. And it's whatever works for you. But it's good that we can collaborate on this a bit. Anyway, so I think that's it for this week. Next week we'll be getting into, like I said, the more of the there'll be, I think, 6 more lower cell whole word contractions, and then there's a whole bunch of more rules concerning the sequencing of those, and that's going to take several weeks to go over and practice. So let's give people the addresses for questions again. Nancy, go ahead. What's your...
Okay. If you have questions or help with explanations, things like that, I am T is in Tom, H is in Harry, E is in elephant, S is in Sam, O as in Oscar, N is in Nancy, G is in George, M is in Mary, A is in Alpha, G as in George, E is in elephant at yahoo.com. And because there was a gentleman who hadn't quite understood that last time, so I want to make sure he was able to get that. So that's why I did that. Okay, so Christine's mailbox, if you'd like some of the copies of the BRF files that she creates from the book, that would be Braille mailbox at gmail.com. Braille spelled out instead. Yeah, it's spelled out BRAILLE mailbox at gmail.com. You can also find this lesson and all the other ones, and they're uploaded by Saturday morning on YouTube on the grade 3 Braille channel, and that's grade space the number 3 space channel. And subscribe to that channel if you haven't already, and you will get notifications as to when the next lesson's posted. I have done it and it works, and I see them every week. Every week. So just have fun, guys. And...
Oh, you got a question. Whoops. Oh. All right, Jeanette.
So 2 things. I did subscribe and I've never received a notification yet. So it doesn't consistently work, but I do know to go on the site and look. And what was that word that you guys all disagreed on how to write it, that Bob was explaining? That last word. Figures. How did we decide?
You mean figures?
We're writing
the word,
that one.
The word figures?
Yeah.
FIGURES. We were disagreeing. We were wondering if you should take out the U.
But you can't, because we discovered that it's a long vowel sound. And because it's a long vowel sound, you cannot outline it from any syllable. But yeah, you can't outline it from
so
any.
You'd write it FIGURZ?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. That's correct. Yep.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, that was the word. What was the word before that we were talking about?
Record.
Record. Yeah, record.
But technically, and here's where it's not an exact science. Record is a long sound. It's record, not record.
Yeah, you're right. It is.
But I always write it CRD.
Well, I haven't. I don't believe I've ever written it that way, and so I won't now, because it is a long sound. So yeah,
it is a long sound. So technically, by the rules, you got to put in the O.
Yeah.
But something, I'm I'm actually gonna, yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna do a search through the, these grade 3 books we do have examples. I'm sure one place they'll have the word record in it, and we'll see how they put it in their book. So
yeah, because I get the
it.
CR is a consonant blend for one thing, and you have that O long O. So
yeah. But anyway,
yeah.
So okay, folks.
Jeanette, were you ever able to find out more information about whether the other grade 3 Braille website will be operational again?
Kristen was going to do that and she's not here.
Yeah, she left.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait till she comes back.
Yeah. So I'm sure I have a feeling if it were, she would have mentioned it at the beginning also, but I don't know. Yeah, that's a shame. When you have something, it gets taken away. But yeah, it was a good site too. Maybe it'll come back. But yeah. Okay, folks.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Lucy.
Thanks,
thank you,
You're welcome.
Nancy. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Thank
people
you, Lucy.
who joined.
See you next
See
week.
you next week.
Thank you, guys.